Good afternoon. Me and Mushira only have 15 minutes because of some rescheduling stuff. I'm Ahmad Bastawi from ICE Alexandria. ICE Network is abbreviation for Innovation, Collaboration, and Entrepreneurship. And we are targeting these three main values, the innovation and collaboration and entrepreneurship. And we have the C in the middle because we aim of collaborating with all the hubs that is sharing the same visions with us. And yeah, the next slide, please. Yeah, this was one of the photos we had it in Kenya, in one of the slums there, Kibera. Yeah, and I was just telling you that my name is Ahmad Bastawi, and some people found it hard to pronounce it. That's why in Africa, in most of the countries there, I used to put my last name first initial, so it was B, and then a smiley face, and then they used to call me Be Happy. Yeah, so in ICE Alex, we have too many projects working on related to the entrepreneurship, and we are trying to enhance the entrepreneurship ecosystem in Egypt, not only in Egypt, but collaborating with different countries in Africa and other countries. And moreover, we have the Fab Lab, the fabrication laboratory, as you know that, because we were talking, Bilal was talking about the maker spaces generally. And we have one of the projects, the laser cutter that Mushira will talk about it later. And I want to tell you about AfriMaker's project that we were collaborating with Stefania on it, and we started that in Egypt, actually, in January. Yeah, could you slide, please? Yeah, AfriMaker's project mainly is, the vision of AfriMakers is to empower young Africans to solve local challenges using the technology. That's why we had AfriMakers in different countries, probably 7 countries over Africa. And the basic idea was to train mentors, to pass on the experience to the kids, and to work collaboratively together on solving the local challenges they have. And some of the projects we have, yeah, as we see here, some of the projects and pictures we have here for different countries. So there it was in iHub in Kenya, and there it was in Zambia, and here it was in Egypt, and all over the countries in Africa. Yeah. Tita-ta-ta. So these are some of the projects we have. So for example, one of the projects we had is the DIY microscope, do-it-yourself microscope, and the basic idea was to use the old webcams we have in our homes and use them as microscopes. And one of the other things that we had in Egypt as well, the air quality monitoring station. And the basic idea of it is to monitor the quality of the air, the carbon monoxide, the air pollution generally, to know how much pollution we have in each area. And different projects that has happened already in other countries. And we are trying to build this ecosystem between the African makers to work together. And instead of having the idea of a white guy that went to Africa to teach them everything, now we have the African to African collaboration. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, and now Mushira will talk about the laser cutter project, and this is one of the projects we are trying to work on in ICE Alex, to have it from just the idea of the prototyping into the market. So could you talk about it, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mushira, which is even more challenging to pronounce than Bastawi. And so you might have seen this in the Maker Space Corner, and it's laser cutter kind of work in progress, which I'm really interested in telling you. It's a story in like 5 minutes. So I approached ICE Alex with the idea that I would like to make a laser cutter that's portable, that's cheap, and that also works with a mobile phone so that anyone can use it if they can, as long as they can sketch or draw. They don't really need to have a computer or need to have understanding of how drawing programs work. And so I went to the Fab Lab in ICE Alex, and I told them, like, yeah, I have this idea and I would like to work on it. And then they asked, do you have a team? And I was like, not really. So, and this is where the crucial part was. And it started with a suggestion, like, let's make a Facebook event and then elaborate on what we want to do. And we're going to put the example of the micro slicer, which is also like a portable low-power laser cutter that's open source, and you can find the instructions on Instructables. And this is what we did. So we did a Facebook event, and we just put like, hey, everybody, we want to make a team to make a laser cutter. We don't know yet how it works, but we want to do it. So if you want to come and try with us, please join. We had like 30 people attending virtually, but on the day of the event, 14 people showed up. And actually, to my surprise, that was like, whoa. Like seriously, honestly, I arrived there and I stayed for like 5 minutes, and I was like, probably nobody's going to show up. Like, who wants to come and build a laser cutter? And then we were also like challenging the people that this is going to be, we're going to learn together. But 14 people showed up, and each and every one of them had their previous experiences of making. They also had their passion about learning. We had people from different disciplines, like electronics engineer, mechanical, makers, hackers, and they were all together in the room, and everybody was like, yeah, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to take care of that, and we had like a to-do list after 2 hours. I was like, wow. For me, that was like a big surprise, actually. Two days after we met, and we actually had someone designing an initial prototype of a new design that's actually different from the open source one found on Instructables. And from there, 1 week after, we even had another design that someone was making. And then we also had some iterations with the electronics. That was in mid-November. Iteration after iteration, trial after trial, learning and learning, until actually like last week we ended up with this. It's not our final, but it's pretty much progressive, like it works and it solves most of the problem. Prototype, and well, probably by July, we need like 2 more iterations, and I think we're going to be done with the final product, with the final application and everything. And actually, I would like to take this opportunity to say that we're also going to be launching a crowdfunding campaign on Better Place.
Betterplace.org.
Betterplace.org. I'm sorry, I never heard about it before, but I'm sure it's going to be a better place as long as helping us raise money, so of course it's a better place. It's German, it's actually local, and it's tax deductible, so it must be more appealing to Germans than anyone else. I need to wrap up, so the reason why I'm here is that I was making a workshop on showing the people how to build the laser cutter that was just yesterday. It lasted for 2 hours, and we're supposed to follow up and continue now in like 30 minutes. And I found this very interesting, because usually the notion is that, and no offense, white people go to Africa to teach people how to make things. And today we have Africans teaching people how to do things, because also because there's also Victor Augustine from Tanzania, who's been running workshops on the DIY Arduino, and what else? He's doing the the portable solar charger, if you have seen that. So thanks for listening. That was a short story.
We still have 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
I'll make use of them.
Questions for him?
Yeah, we might have it as questions. So we have questions here.
Just a quick question on the target for the laser cutter. Is this for cutting cloth and leather? And what can you do with it?
Yeah, I think Mushira has a target and I have another target, so we can share them.
Okay,
Okay, basically, for me, I'll talk generally about the hubs and how the hubs are looking forward to take money from investors to support them in getting big machines that are closed and cannot hack. And the basic idea of the laser cutter is to make something that's replicable and scalable and could be repeated easily in a DIY culture or aspect in different hubs without bombing too much money in that. So as to, if we manage to finalize this prototype in a well-done case, we can replicate it easily in the rest of the hubs we have. So this is one of the targets. But the main target of the laser cutter itself, Mushira can talk about it.
Yeah, so this is low power. This is, it's very good for craftsmen. So if you can engrave on a t-shirt, on fabric, and you can cut paper. So it's basically for, I would say, craftsmen, craftswomen, origami artists, anyone interested in making things, but they're not like into learning how to really draw and learn all the CAD software. And it's also cheap, so.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah. Questions?
We have time for one more question, so anyone?
Okay, so I can run for my session. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. So quick 10-minute follow-up. We'll just be hearing quick examples from Indonesia and Brazil on the makerspaces over there. And so for that, we have Ira and Gabriela. Gabriela will be speaking about the makerspace in Brazil, and Ira will be speaking about what's happening in Indonesia. Welcome, ladies.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me just start here. Okay. Okay, so let's start this. I'm Gabriela. I live in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. And just to give some context, Brazil is a country in South America, which is in this part of the world, and basically is a huge country with around 2,100 million of people, and 27 states, and we have loads of things happen there, because the areas are totally different one for each other. So when we talk about Brazil, it's not that easy, because the areas are completely different, and entrepreneurship scene, the tech scene, and everything is different over there. But there are lots of things happening in connection, so we can talk about the whole country in one sense. We are in a good moment. Our economy at the moment is like, I think we are living our best moment that we have. People are like find good jobs, if you compare, of course, with the past. And we are like in a better condition that we used to have. And we still have a huge inequality in the country. So we have few people who is really rich, some medium class, and some huge population that is living in not in a good condition. But these things is getting better year by year, you know. So we can feel it, we can see. So if you compare Rio de Janeiro, how was Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago and how is it now, or if you compare in 10 years' time, it's completely different. So the things is getting better. And we have a really nice connection with internet. So the things are growing fast in the country. Brazilians are really passionate about social media, so I don't know if you heard about it before, but it's like everyone in the country is on Facebook. Or we used to be the first country in the world in the Orkut, the last social network connection. And the people spend quite a long time in this kind of network, which make for us a huge opportunity, business opportunity. So loads of startups coming, so loads of business, and if we have a cultural approach for this kind of connections, you know. So, for example, this Twitter account is Dilma Bolada. It's not official one. It's just someone who is making joke about the president, our president. But the most surprised thing is the president is replying all the time and talk with the people who is making this page, and it's really fun. And everyone in the country is like following it, and it's like it's really common. These kind of things happen. For example, this is. Dilma Rousseff is the president, and the part of the section of the Twitter is like Dilma Rousseff. So they are just putting the people, tracking all the selfies that Dilma is doing with people on the street around the country and putting there. We also have a hacker space inside the government now. It's been like 3 months or maybe 4 that some hacker community just asked for a place inside the government. So basically the government opened one hackathon for just one weekend, like 1 year ago, and some people start to work with data viz and all these things and trying to make some apps and things relate to the government. And then they start to, you know, just go to the place and ask for more space. And now they have a space, it's free, everyone can go there. And there are some people just trying to make the things happen. And it's like, it's been 3 or 4 months that is official. When you go to the Congress, you can see in the list of the space, the hacker space, the official one, which is quite funny. We used to have a hacker minister, Gilberto Gil. I don't know if you heard about it before, but he used to be a singer, and then he was a minister of culture for like 4 years, and he could push loads of things in between the government and the hacker community and tech community and people who was really working in a bottom-up initiatives. So this one was a festival, and he was there with everyone doing all the workshops and everything. We also have a TV show, a really popular one on Sundays, called Esquenta, which is basically bringing all the internet culture to the TV. So they are this girl, Luani, she used to be a vlogger about she was just saying about their reality and make some jokes about the people and everything. And now she has a space on this TV show. He's Ronaldo Lemos. He's in Brazil representing the Media Lab of MIT. And he has a space on the show as well. So lots of different ideas and things is in the TV, on the Sundays, you know, during the lunchtime, it's like, makes it really popular. And now we also have, it starts on Monday, I think, a new soap opera, and these two guys will be like the principal, how can I say, the principal characters on the soap opera, and they will be a hacker couple. So this picture we made like a few weeks ago, we were helping them to understand all this kind of spaces and everything in Rio. And we also have some support from the government in official programs for startups and these things. All these programs and initiatives are like, starts like a few years ago, so things just happen like really fast. And this is the place that I'm running in Rio. It's a co-working space, so we have 2 houses at the moment and 210 people work inside there. And some freelancers, some of them are companies, some non-profits. We can find different kinds of people. We are also working in workshops, doing some trainings and courses, and trying to activate this network. And there are some pictures of our space. And we also have now this new house that there is a pool inside, so you can even swim in while you are working, which is nice. And we are open now this month, a maker space inside the co-working space. So we are just at this moment inviting people who is already working in robotics, technology, electronics, software, and whatever, just to come and make this space with us. So I think we can open like in 2 weeks or something like that. And then we will see what's happened there. This is our website and our page on Facebook if you want to follow it. And here are some challenges that we are having in the country at the moment, if I can put it like in just a few words about the entrepreneurship scene. It's like, basically, I think the most difficult thing at the moment is to spread this culture to all the areas in the country, because basically all the connections and all these initiatives are happening in Rio and São Paulo, in Minas, in the south of Brazil. It's not something that's strong in the whole country, and it's such a big challenge to make it happen, you know, to bring it to different parts of the country where you don't even have sometimes internet, you don't have infrastructure and everything. So we've been working with the government to try to help them to make some public policies and some foundations and all this kind of people who is looking for the situation. And I think that's our main challenge at the moment. And I don't know if you have some questions. I'm confused about the time. I think I start to count in a wrong way, so I don't know how many time we still have. But I think it's 1 minute. 4 minutes, so if someone wants to ask something. No? No one? Oh, great. Yeah.
What projects are you most excited about that the makers are working on in the Templo space? Are there projects that you think are most interesting?
Yeah, we have Week House. Week House is an English project that is now starting in Rio. It's about an open design community to trying to construct houses with different kinds of materials. We have Meta Máquina, which is a startup focused on, they are building 3D printers in an open hardware associated with open hardware communities. There are some guys from, it's called Overdrive Electronics. It's a startup just focused to training people how to deal with electronics. That are engaged with a company for software, just to make like crowdsource softwares and engage the people to understand more about software. There are some freelancers guys working in whatever, in hardware and software and lots of things. And the people is like just come in and start work. There are some people working with art and technology, these intersections with sensors or something. I think it's called WeSense or something like that. We didn't open already. All these people just came before. So we are not that well organized in this area yet. So we are basically preparing the space and building some machines with these people who just start before the things opened, you know. So, but we already have these people work together, which is really cool because basically we didn't buy any machine and nothing. We just put on a Facebook that we had a space and we want to work more closely to this kind of things, and then the people just came and bring their own machines. So we have the CNC from the Week House project. We have like just the people and their machines because they want to work together and share knowledge, and they want to understand about other subjects related. And some of them are looking for to understand how can they improve their own business and how can they make it working, you know, because some people is just working in technology, like just for fun, and they look at it and say, oh, maybe we can make something with this, maybe I can live with this project. So this is why they are attracted to come in, and that's it.
Great, thank you so much, Gabriela.
Yeah, so I'll be here if someone want to talk and ask something. I'm totally open for everything, so thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela. And now, last but not least, we will hear from Ira on their experiences and what's happening in Indonesia. So Ira, welcome.
So hello, so my name is Ira, just call me Ira. So I come from Indonesia, so we will wait until presentation. Okay. Yeah, so I come from HON. It refers to House of Natural Fiber. So we come from Java, a small island in Indonesia, and we started in 1999, and it's just a little garage before, and then yeah, it's us at 1999, so young and don't know what to do actually. So we are like group of designers. It was after Reformation, so after the revolution, and then it was no jobs that time in Indonesia. So we started HONF as a place how we can create and how we can do something instead of going to the street and do some revolutions. And then in 2011, so we established the first Fab Lab in Yogyakarta and also in Southeast Asia. And 2011, so we have 3 places. One is called FUFOC. It's a hacker space and also but focusing on space science and biohacking. And we also have HON Fab Lab for digital prototyping, and then HON Factory that focusing on graphic prototyping. So I will show you some slides of what we do. So this was some of the project that FUFOC running. And this is our lab, HON Fab Lab, and we are doing many workshops, also doing many research and making things. And this is HON Factory, where it's also function as co-working space, so many people come there, also street artists, and then it's focusing on urban issues. And then all of our activities actually run by one curriculum. We created a curriculum called Education Focus Program, so it is workshop or art or anything, it has to be under Education Focus Program. And we we have 2 annual festival every year. So one is called Sales Button. It's a community festival, so it's run by communities, and then we are working with a lot of institutions, so mostly it's a very low budget festival. And the other one is Yogyakarta International Video Work Festival. So we do the exhibition in the middle of traditional market. And this is some projects that we developed. It's called Micronation, Macronation. I will tell you about it later. That is some projects and events that we join. Us. Again, us. So this one of the project that we run under FELP Lab called WinPlay. So actually it's a competition. So we are working with 4 major universities, and then and we also working with the Lee Cooper brand. So the university have the students come to the Fab Lab, and they have to develop something for a window display, and then they will show it, and then they will also collaborate with the Lee Cooper to show it in the mall, and then so people will vote through social media. It was reached almost 10,000 people through social media, so it went very successful. And then the other one is low-cost prosthesis. So we are working with the WA Society, one institution in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So actually it's a research project, and how can you make a low-cost prosthesis through Fab Lab machines, and then how you can make a self-adjustment prosthesis in Fab Lab. So it's some projects. And then this project called Micronation, Macronation. Actually, it's reacted to the Indonesian government that plan to cut the subsidies of the fuel. So we make a sustainable system, like how you can democratizing the energy, and then can sustainable energy and food independence. So you can see this is the sustainable project. So we are also working with the farmers. Yeah, we are working with from Muslim private organization to independent ICT institution, farmer, university, artist, designer, and scientists to make it happen. So this is the sites at the village. And we also presented in the gallery the showcase of how we turn the hay into biodiesel. This is another initiative called XX Lab. This is focusing on girls learning like electronic art, and then do DIY electronic, and also we using like do it with other system. And this is Cell's Kitchen. It's focusing on the biohacking and do-it-yourself bio in the kitchen. So it's mostly for girls and children. So this is some examples what we do. And then also some of our research project, we make it into an artwork, as can be installation or can be performance. So this is one of the example of the project research that we did with the water pollution in the river in Yogyakarta. And then this is an ultrasonic project that we do in the area 51, about how you get the signal like ultra frequency signal and ultrasonic signal. And this is an architecture project actually, like how you can get energy from the plants, and then how you can make something that doesn't have life can breathe from the plant actually. This is one project called Intelligent Bacteria. So this very simple project actually, and about fermentation process. This project actually because of many people died in Indonesia because of they wrong to use methanol instead of ethanol. So, and then this project is show how the safe fermentation process, and we work with the microbiology students from one university. And then it shows as an installation because every different fruits make every different sound, so we call it as bacteria orchestra. Then, so I think that's it. We still have time? Enough? Okay, so that's it, since that what we do actually. So 10% talking, 10% hacking, 10% making, and 70% rock and roll.